Extremely frustrating. We just wanted the child to have relief. We wanted our son to have relief. He didn't have a normal, his days he couldn't play because he was too itchy. His nights he couldn't sleep because he was too itchy.
An hour ago on the CW Austin, we introduced you to Seth Landau. From the time he was 15 months old, his little body there was covered with severe eczema, and that's an irritating skin condition making life difficult. And after trying several options with no success, under the supervision of a doctor, over time Seth's parents cut 7 foods from his diet. And today, here he is. Seth is 8 years old and his skin is clear. His parents believe diet played a big role in his relief. But while elimination diets are a growing trend, you should still do your research before you go down that path. And that is why we have KXAN special contributor Leslie Rhode here and Baylor Scott and White pediatrician Dr. Goddy Corpuz. Good morning to both of you. Thank you for being here.
Morning.
Let's talk about, Dr. Corpuz, what parents should know when they decide that they want to eliminate some foods from their kids' diet.
Well, if you're strongly suspicious about 1 or 2 agents, let's say strawberries or peanuts, and that's causing a reaction and affecting them, and then by all means go ahead and then notify your doctor, and then this can be confirmed later on. Now, if you're eliminating more than several food groups that may affect your child's nutrition in terms of their protein intake, carbohydrate intake, you may want to have the supervision of the doctor and their team. That way, these kids, these are growing minds and bodies. We want to make sure they get all the nutrients that they need.
And Leslie, you and I are moms, and it's a scary thought to think that there is a food out there that could harm our child, and tests don't even show that initially. So what can parents do when they think that something like this is happening? What is the advice out there?
I guess most doctors in the story that I was researching told me that, first of all, do see a specialist, see a doctor, and see if you can find out what maybe the culprit is. It does take time when you're eliminating one food at a time, like you mentioned, strawberries or peanuts. An allergist will tell you if you are allergic to a certain food.
Right.
But when it comes to food sensitivities, the tests don't always show that. And so sometimes you need to take those out of the diet for a period of time to actually see if they affect you.
And what about the research when it comes to food sensitivity? Are we seeing a lot of that out there? Because I know people may be going home right now trying to do their own research.
Well, we've had several studies, and the link between food sensitivities and eczema, for example. There was a major study back in 2008 that studied 28,000 children in 20 countries that was published in the United Kingdom. And that showed those kids who had eczema, about 0 to 74% of them tested positive or were sensitized to certain food items. This was preceded by a study in Germany that was published back in 2000, and this was between East and West Germany, to where they found that West Germany, which was more developed, these kids had a higher incidence of eczema and had higher food sensitivities.
So kids, we were talking about the study before, children who may have grown up in a rural environment, on a farm, did not have the same amount of eczema, which does seem to suggest that there might be something going on in the environment.
And is eczema, severe eczema, like we saw the boy in your story, is that difficult to treat?
Well, it can be in some cases, and it may involve the treatment with topical ointments or medications or prescriptions. Sometimes elimination diet is what we need. There is, there's studies that back them up. We also want parents to know that please do not do this on your own in terms of for your child. If you're suspecting it, have your doctor be involved. They might also pull in the specialist, sometimes an allergist, a gastroenterologist, even a nutritionist to be on the team.
Absolutely. Thank you both for being here this morning. I appreciate your time. Such an interesting topic. Online right now at KXAN.com.